So training has been canceled today due to bad weather. That's not a joke. That really is what's happening. While we were out, we were breaking down something that has been fitting what I've been talking about in the vlog, and I was going to share it at the track, but because their sliding was canceled today, I can't. So we'll share it here now. It still works. I need something first. Okay. What's left before the Olympics? I've been talking about how amazing this sport is for a bunch of reasons. The things I've been talking about rely around training, how intricate training is, and what the athletes have to go through, and how they only have so many minutes on the sled, and all of that stuff. I want to break it down even further, just to put into perspective what is left. For North Americans, that makes sense, like a playoff deadline at the end of the season. Well, going into the Olympics, the end of the season isn't actually the end of the season. The cutoff, the playoff deadline, is January 14th, which is race 7, St. Moritz, Switzerland. About 1 month from now. So we have 3 races that are left before the deadline. And as you now know, each race run is about a minute, so that's only 6 minutes of racing left. And you'll know that each race week has 3 days of training, so there are 12 days of training. 11 days of training because today got canceled, which is 22 minutes of training left on the sled. None of this is very much. 3, 11, 6, and 22. That's not very much of anything, let alone training for the Olympics. So I wanted to set out and break down this incredibly small list of stuff into something bigger, into something that made it sound glorious. So what we've got here, we have got total distance left to be traveled on a skeleton sled of 34,824 meters, or 34.8 kilometers, or that many miles. That's the biggest number I could possibly find. Next, total vertical drop is 3,009, actually 0.76 meters. Total time spent on a sled, this is an average, 1,440 seconds. Divided by 60. 24 minutes, but today we've lost 2 minutes, so that's actually down to 22 minutes of total work. With 1,440 seconds and the total distance, we can get an average velocity of 24 meters per second. We can convert that to speed, an average speed of 87.5 kilometers an hour, which is that many miles. Average vertical drop. So for every second the athlete is on the sled, they're going to drop 2.09 meters. And total corners left between Eagles, just put it here in black font. Eagles has 14 corners, Altenburg has 17 corners, and St. Moritz has 19 corners. Each day of sliding on those tracks in total, there are 100 corners for 12 days of training left. So it's 1,200 corners. Again, minus today, that was canceled. So 28 corners have now been lost. Divided by 1,200, 2%. 2% of the training has been lost today. So these are the biggest numbers I can possibly make for these athletes before the Olympic qualification is done. 34,824 meters, I get it, it seems long. But at an average velocity of 24 meters per second, it's only 22 minutes of duration of time. Did this help at all? Was this confusing? Could you... Did that make any sense? I keep saying it, like, go do anything for 22 minutes and try and then fight for an Olympic medal. This sport is not as simple as it may seem to people on the outside. And that's what I'm trying to do with the vlog, is highlight that. Showcase these athletes and how impressive it is that they can make the sport look easy when you break it down into how much practice they get, because it's insignificant amounts of time that they get to practice. Just try and clean this off a little better. That breakdown of everything is what stands between each athlete and their spot at the Olympics. With the day canceled, I think that can add a lot of stress to a lot of people. Today's 5 seconds of gratitude is for random days off.